So in this video, we're going to go over 1-point perspective. Now, when I'm talking about perspective, I'm talking about space. So 1-point perspective deals with space that explodes out from one point and comes towards you. So perspective would be where you take something that's flat, like a shape, and give it the illusion of having space. So we're going to start by drawing some shapes, and you can use a template for your explosion design. I would suggest you have a template. You can make one. So I have these circle templates here, but you could also make your own. So if you wanted to do triangles, you could do one triangle, get it how you like it, and then cut it out and use it for the rest of your pictures. Or you can do multiple sizes of triangles. So I'm going to draw more than one shape, but I want you to draw 4 different shapes. So, and I'm just drawing a whole bunch of different shapes so you can see how they would look. These are some that kids like to draw in their explosion designs. Okay, so I've got some shapes. Now, you have your point. I'm going to put it in the middle so I can work with it. Now, what you mean by 1 point is everything leads back to that 1 point. So, when you do it, you need to have a ruler of some sort. So, if you don't have this, you're going to practice this at home. So, at some point, I'm going to have you pause and practice, but I'm going to show you first, and then I'll show you what you do. So, right now, if you want to, go ahead and get a piece of paper, a pencil. I would get a pencil, not a Sharpie. I'm just doing it so you can see it, and some type of ruler. If you don't have a ruler, you know, if you could use even, you know, something that has a flat edge that you can connect and draw from, just something you have that has a flat side, and draw at least 4 shapes and a dot, and then pause and get yourself to this position. So if you need to pause and do that, go ahead and do that. Okay, now once you have that done, how perspective works is everything goes back to this dot. So here's your dot. You go to every corner, dot to corner, dot to corner, dot to corner. So you've got your 1 point going to corner. Now this is a corner, but you cannot draw through something. So if it was going through the box or through your edges, you would not draw it. See, this one goes through, so we don't draw it. So on a heart, you have this corner or this edge, which is easy to see. So point to corner. But then these edges are a little harder, so you just line it up with your point and then go to where it stops on an edge. Line it up with your point, go to where it stops on an edge. Sometimes see how that went offwards? Sometimes you have to double check on your point. Line it up, go to where it stops. Now, if this was turned a little bit more, I'd have to go to the point in the heart middle. But since that's in, that stops, because see how it's going overlapping the shape, I wouldn't do it. Triangles are just like squares. Find an edge, I'm at the point, I'm at the edge. Point, edge. When I do this one, let's see. Nope, it goes through it, so I don't do it. Now, you do the ones closest to your point first. I'm gonna hold off on this one because it's not closest, so I'm doing my ones closest. Now, stars have lots of corners, so you have to just go slow. Do your main ones first. which is these three because they're the closest. Then you've got these outer corners too. You draw a little bit of them because I see a little bit, but then I'd have to stop when it hit the star. See how that works? You stop when you hit something else. Stop when I hit something else. Now I also have these inner corners, which I would do. That's what I was talking about over here. If you saw that inner corner and it didn't hit the outside of the edge, you would draw that too. Now this one, yeah, I see a little bit of it. I don't know if it'll show up with the Sharpie. Yep, a little bit of it. There you go. So that's a star. Circles are just like the edge of the heart, lined up with your point here. Find an edge. Oh, see how my point shifted again? Find an edge and go. Find your edge, draw the line. Now, how the explosion works is everything outside of this you draw, and then you stop when you hit something else, and that's how your explosion works. We're going to just focus on this side here. Okay, so get you where you can see that. So I stop when I hit something. Stop, I'm still going to that dot. Now this one would go all the way, and that's how you start to get that look of an explosion. Here, see, that one looks like it's in front of this one. That one's closer than that one. So going to that first point, 1 point. It's all going to that 1 point. There, I stop. Here, I stop. So, see how that works? Now, these closest to the point look like they're shooting right up at you. These are going further away, and this one's going farthest away. The ones outside, the edge will be farthest away. These will be closer to you. So, when you practice, and that's what I want you to do before you come back to class, I want you to draw 4 shapes, whatever ones you want. 4 shapes. Put a point in the middle, and I want you to connect them. Then I want you to decide which shape you're going to use for your explosion and practice that one. Maybe overlap it a couple times to make sure you know exactly which one's going to work for your explosion project.